Well, I think that we are going to be starting up. This is the 8th match of day 1 for IPL 3 Origins. Big shout out to all the sponsors who have supported and helped make this, the previous seasons of IPL possible, as well as this amazing event. And here we go. We're going directly into game number 1, Zelnaga Fortress, where we've got MC taking on Ryung.
This is going to be a great game. Really high caliber skill level here.
I'm very excited as well. Let's introduce our players as we have MC, our blue Protoss, spawning over here in the east as he looks like he ninja'd a color change out on me, but I'll forgive you, MC. Over here in the northwest, we have our orange Terran, we've got Ryung from Team Slayers. Now, we didn't really get to a point before we had to cease game 1 where anything was really developing. In fact, it could have been mistaken as just a standard build. I think we had a pylon, a supply depot. No scouting had happened yet. So we can pretty much take this one like nothing has even happened yet. And regardless, as we said earlier before, I still think this is going to be quite an amazing matchup.
Yeah, and very similar to the games, the Terran vs. Protoss games we saw from Huck before. On this map, it's a very wide open natural area, just like we saw on Metalopolis. So that's something that Ryung has to keep in consideration, to be honest, if he does face any mid-game attacks or so on. And we are having a 12 gateway go down here for MC. And to be honest, the differences between 12, 13, and 14 are rather large. A lot of people kind of neglect that, but it is really large. I mean, 14 is really late, which means you're really focusing on your economy. But at 12, basically, it's cautious or it can be very aggressive. Those are the two options that 12 Gateway gives you. It allows you to go for the tech and units out a lot faster, but at the same time, you're going very cautious as well to actually deflect any early aggression.
Now, have we seen any games as of late that you can actually recall in which MC has done this and gone one particular way? Or do you think, like you said, he might just be erring on the side of caution?
Well, with the kind of the patch changes, the previous patch, every Protoss player was going 12 gates so they could get their tech out as fast as possible so they could actually scout faster for the robotics facility and so on. And I think that's basically what it is here. It's just being overcautious. The probe does go in and it does get the gas scout as well. The most important thing here, the probe doesn't need to even be there anymore. That's the most important thing to know. Is he teching? Is he expanding? And meanwhile, in MC's base, is he going to be throwing down the second gas? Usually, that's something he does like to do, but in this case, he's chosen for the Zealot first here.
Yeah. Notice that is about ready to come out. He might just choose to take him to the center of the map and gain vision and try to hold on to control there. And I like what you said about the openness of this map. It really does change the dynamic of things in the grand scheme of how the late game could actually pan out a little bit. There, the cybernetics core is about ready to finish up, and he did take that second gas, just now occupying it with probes. And let's see, that probe is continuing to move forward. The Zealot looks like he's not going to stop at the tower. He's going to go all the way up.
Yeah, and he's forced a very early supply depot. 21 out of 27, doesn't really want to build that right now, but he has to because of that single Zealot. So pretty smart move here from MC. Will go, won't be able to achieve anything apart from that supply depot being made. And meanwhile, he has taken double gases. He started his, actually Stalker production. This is really throwing someone out there. And this is going to be really intriguing because he's gone double gas, which means he's going to be very gas intensive, yet he's building Stalkers. So what is he saving his gas for?
Yeah, it will be interesting. I mean, Chrono Boosts are being thrown down not only on the Stalker, but also on the Warp Gate research. We do have this SCV just kind of hiding over here in the corner. But here comes that first Stalker out and about, and there are several Marines out here. We're going to have the probe just move on up. Probe does get taken out, but he's just going to start beating on one of these supply depots here, poking away, really kind of showing, posturing up and putting the fisticuffs up, but not committing by any means. And there we see a Stargate going down. Where is said Stargate? Is it okay over here in the corner? Yeah.
I mean, he's throwing down the Stargate. It's the best kind of build to play against any 1-1-1 styles, which in MC's vision could still be a potential build here. Scouting SV gets no information either, but actually it gets a bit of information thinking about it. He doesn't see the expansion, so it's not an early expansion too. And the Phoenixes are basically to help out against any 1-1-1 builds, but that is not going to be the case here because there's only Marine and Marauders coming, and one Phoenix, maybe two, and is not really going to do anything against this attack. And let's have a look at the forces. He does have have a force field, so he will be able to stay on one base. But behind this, actually, is a factory going down. Not even I thought we see a command center down, but he's throwing a factory instead.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking we see as well, Apollo. And it looks like there is going to be a commitment here. This probe does move out. SCV comes on up, counts that there's only the one single sentry, and he's only going to have enough for the single force field there. And I don't think he's going to press the issue, but Ryung certainly applying some pressure is going to come back a little bit, and we will have the first two Phoenixes out almost immediately scouted, so he's well aware that the Stargate is out on the map.
And Ryung's build is interesting. You know, he's usually a very macro-based player, but he's thrown down the starport as well, the reactor onto the factory, so he's going to be going for double medivacs very, very fast here. And the Phoenixes did get out with minimal damage here, but basically what we're seeing is Ryung going for a timing attack with double medivacs and then just going right at MC. But the thing is, these Phoenixes won't really achieve much, but they're getting an incredible amount of scanning information. He knows exactly what he's up against, and he knows that I can safely expand versus this and still be okay.
He's also trying to deny some construction here as the fourth Phoenix comes out. He tried to snipe that SCV building, the starport there as another Marine picked up here. So far, he's actually controlled these quite well despite having to run into several little groups of Marines, and more Phoenixes continue to come out here. There we're going to see the Nexus go down, but these, I mean, the Phoenix are doing also a great job of just keeping the Terran back at home. There he picks up a couple mules. We'll deny him that a little bit and really not overcommitting. So, you know, has he done an enormous amount of damage? No, but he's certainly making stuff happen out of this Phoenix.
And as long as MC doesn't even need to build probes or anything right now, he's already got a lead, he's got the second Nexus, he just needs to build nothing but units. He knows the timing attack is coming, and he's going to pick off some loose units, which is absolutely really great for him. And if he can pick off a couple of medivacs, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Right now, though, he needs to focus on chrono boosting the gateways, or even the Stargate is fine as well, to get maximum amount of units out to get ready for this. But to be honest, MC's looking in really good position right now.
Yeah, he's continuing his Phoenix production as well. Uh-oh, he's going to try to fire away at that one medevac. He only takes a couple of pot shots before it moves back. But again, Terran player Ryung is kind of like, I don't want to move out because of the potential here. He's trying to snipe that medevac, and it still stays alive. Will he finally go in for it? He's going to take off any sort of reinforcing Marines. There, a medevac is going to go down. That, of course, will make this Bioforce a little bit weaker, but he's probably going to need those Phoenixes in this battle, so he will go ahead and return back home. You'll notice the Zealot-heavy army that MC has right now, again, harassing in the middle, trying to see if he might be able to hurt that one medevac. We've got SCVs on the way, too, that are there repairing, but what do you think so far to what we're seeing?
I don't know. Stim is done. He's waiting for combat shields, and it's going to be really hard because he literally only has these gateway units, but he does have a lot of them, and it's all going to come down to control. There's nothing more than that.
We're going to see the plume of the Guardian Shield, and instantly cuts these units in half. Going to focus down the medevacs there with the Phoenix, and he is not looking like he has a ton of ground forces left, but here comes some more Zealots to reinforce here, and there were just so many Phoenix out that now he's able to pick up the Marauders. The Marines are going down very, very quickly, and although MC did deplete a lot of this Bioforce, he is going to have to retreat. Not a whole lot of gateway units left. In fact, he's going to have to warp into his base. The question is there enough here that Ryung could like effectively attack?
Yes, let's target down the Marauders instantly to get rid of this, and he's going to be able to hold on, I think, just about with these very minimal forces, and it looks like MC is going to be able to survive just about. These Phoenixes are going to build energy up, and then he will most definitely stop pro production. We've already seen the production tab. Pro production is beginning, and MC successfully holds against this form of timing attack. And to be honest, I've never seen anything like this from Ryung before. This is something from the drawing board within that Slayer's pro house for sure.
Yeah, and one thing that's kind of scary that you got to consider if you're a Ryung fan is where does he go beyond this? Like, yes, he's still on the one base. Yes, there's a lot of minerals left. And yes, he's not going with the particular style of build where he needs the second base, but he's got to find himself at a big disadvantage here with this Nexus up versus MC here. And again, the Phoenixes continue to do a lot of, I don't want to say damage. I don't know even right there. They're just doing work. They're exercising around the map. They're just keeping the Terran in his base. They're forcing him to make certain decisions that he may not want to make, and ultimately just very impressed with what MC's bringing to the table.
From histories of many other tournaments, if your all-in fails once, what do? You all-in again, which is basically what we're going to be seeing here. I wouldn't be surprised if every single SCV came very, very shortly here, but there's so much time that has been allowed to MC to get his probe count incredibly high. It's at 40 right now, which means he can just consistently build units. He doesn't even need to tech at all. He just needs a lot of stuff, which is what we're going to be seeing here. But yeah, the great use of these Phoenix is really keeping Ryung on his toes, and he's doing a lot of harassment, because as soon as Ryung leaves, like, the SCVs are going to die immediately, so he's trying to maximize the amount of money he can kind of bring in and then go for one last final attack.
Additionally, there are really not a whole lot of Marauders out here as well, so he'll be able to get rid of those quite well. He's going to individually pick off a couple of Marines here. The one thing that Ryung does have going for him is that 6 medevacs, and that's going to be pretty solid with that Bioforce. Again, the Phoenix has tried to limit the amount of reinforcements that are coming out, and here they will have to transition and rotate back over to the base. But you said that MC was going to have to make a lot of stuff. What do you think about what he's got?
He's got more than enough to deal with this. I mean, the only problem is if he just loses control of the units or he doesn't fight correctly, but I think he should be fine. A very early stim as well. MC should be able to hold this on.
And their mule going down, and look at that, picking up all these units. It's not even really going to focus on too many of the medevacs here, as the Zealots are doing a fine job cleaning up everything else, and it looks like MC is going to absolutely dominate this battle.
Yeah, that's just a clean sweep from MC. GG.
GG. That was a pretty solid MC right there.
That was good. That's more what, the MC fans wanted to see there. And he didn't crumble under any pressure. He played solid and was able